You are now listening to the LanceScurv Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
Made a murder confession at work. Co-workers say the man admitted to killing his mistress's son in Northwest Atlanta earlier this week. He is now on the run. Only Channel 2's Nicole Carr spoke with some of the last people to speak with the man. Nicole's with us live where police found his car.
Yeah, on Wednesday, Calvin Sneed's red 2006 Sonata was recovered here along Delmar Lane. This is less than 2 miles from the murder scene, and police don't know how that car got here. By all accounts, the people who last spoke with him earlier this week say Sneed was normal, and then there was the confession.
I said, don't say that you're dying. I said, say in the blood of Jesus that you will live.
Mary Andrews' grandson managed to get through the front door of their Northwest Atlanta home Monday night, moments after he'd been shot. Gregory Jones Jr. identified his shooter as his mother's boyfriend.
Calvin reached in his pocket and pulled the revolver out and repeatedly stood over my son and shot him.
Antoinette Williams witnessed everything in the front yard. She says her 30-year-old son was defending her from what family members believed to be an abusive relationship with Calvin Sneed.
We brought you into our family. This what family do to family?
He should be considered armed and dangerous.
Atlanta police are now searching for Sneed. Co-workers told investigators in Channel 2 Action News that Sneed, their top salesman, walked into work at Superior Chevrolet in DeKalb County Tuesday afternoon and told a co-worker he'd killed his mistress's son.
And that he was cleaning out his office because he didn't want the police to come looking for him.
The confession came hours after Jones died at Grady Hospital Valentine's Day morning, but Sneed never turned himself into police, a plan he'd relayed to co-workers.
Calvin, turn yourself in. That's your best bet, is to turn yourself in.
I want you to know, give yourself up. Give yourself in and allow God to heal the hurt that's in your heart.
Now, Atlanta police say Sneed has ties to Memphis, but he was living in Lithia Springs. We also know he tried to get his paycheck after that confession. This is a Crime Stoppers case. You can find that info on WSBTV.com, along with a GoFundMe page for the victim's funeral expenses. Live in Northwest Atlanta, Nicole Carr, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
That news report, I must say that news report was about a week before Sneed was caught. And so I wanted to play that, so I wanted you to hear the voices of the people involved. You can't see them, but you can hear them. But he was caught. And from another article, I'll just read these few words. Atlanta police say Calvin Sneed, 51, showed up Monday morning, February 20th. Yes, this story is a couple of weeks old, but I wanted to make a point with this. At a friend's house, Atlanta police say Calvin Sneed, 51, showed up Monday morning at a friend's home in College Park. The friend went straight to the College Park Police Department where she handed over her keys. APD's fugitive squad was sent to the home and officers say Sneed came out smiling. Smiling. You know, this is going to be a short one. There's a lot of strange relationships going on in the world, and even stranger pairings in the black community. Some people that you look at, I mean, not to be judgmental, because I don't judge, but what's the purpose? Why? What? And maybe it's cruel for me to say it, right? But what do some of these people see in the people that they're with? Really? What is it that they're doing behind closed doors? Is it that, or is it just a feeling? I mean, we have these dysfunctional people, and I'm not throwing off on anybody that was on this, you know, but we have these dysfunctional people who they're with each other. And it's funny that I picked this story to speak about because earlier today on the bus, there was a developmentally delayed, that's the 2017 word for retarded, or as people like to say, tarded. And I see her going through many men. And this woman is really disgusting. And I have a secret nickname that I have for her that I've never told anybody. And maybe it's wrong to say this, but I got to be honest. I call her the obnoxious retard. She's a white woman about maybe late 30s or 40, but she's totally disgusting. She's the kind of person that, well, she's very obese. She smells. Her breath, everything about her smells, right? She gets on the bus and sneezes out in the open. Achoo! And like a song. And it's nasty because she sprays everybody up. You see her digging her nose and wiping it on the pants leg. She gets these boyfriends that are developmentally delayed also, and she talks so loud. And if she doesn't want to hear anything that they're saying to her, I don't want to hear it. Screaming. And she does she just farts openly. I bet you that one's going to stink. Sorry to disgust you if you're eating, but that's the truth, right? And so, yes, that's a weird relationship. I mean, yeah, she's not starting out with too much, right? But I observe people, and you would think that they'd want to straighten themselves out. Those who have, every screw in their head and none missing, you'd expect that they'd have everything, straight before they get with somebody. But so many of us, we just go from relationship to relationship to relationship, and we get weirder and weirder and weirder. This joker, Sneed, he had this woman, Antoinette Williams, as a mistress. And you'd look at them on the surface and you just couldn't put them two together. And who am I to judge? Love is love or feel? But she's the mistress, right? And I'm like, what's up with her? Come on, y'all. I'm trying not to be cruel. But we just don't know. We just don't know. Things are so weird these days. And what's up with these women who are picking these men who are going to whip out their gun and shoot their children or their son, their daughter? I mean, is that the answer? Has this man ever gotten in trouble before? I mean, okay, Antoinette Williams, did you check up on this dude just like the other one that I did a video on the other day? You got to check up on these men, y'all. What is it? I mean, what's done in the dark comes out in the light. Okay, they were dealing with each other. That's none of my business. But now look at it. It's public. It's in a bad situation. Again, I always say, whenever we deal with someone, right, and it's a bad situation, whenever we deal with someone and it's Satan and drama and the devil and evil, they don't jump us. We welcome them right to the front door. Come on, Satan, come right on in. I'll overlook the fact that you're Satan because I'm a little horny and hot. I need a little loving. I need the attention. And I had a friend of mine, not to get lewd, this woman was his mistress, right? And I'm going to tell you all something, a statement that may just look at the truth of it all, okay? And this friend of mine always told me, he said, you know what, Lance? You know the best kind of blowjob that there is? I'm like, oh man, I know you're coming with something crazy, but tell me. I was hoping that he wasn't going to say something gay, right? But he said the best kind of blowjob, right, is a low self-esteem blowjob. And so you know me, I take things and I run with it and go deep. I said, wait a second. This guy, he's on to something. I started to think back in my past. I'm just being real, y'all. And I'm like, they try harder when they have low self-esteem. Now, what does a low self-esteem blowjob have to do with this situation? This is probably how this guy took advantage of her. He was married and has this woman as a mistress. And just on first appearance, we know he's a creep and a monster for doing this. But her son knew something was up. Like, what do you want with my mother? Because he probably saw that nothing was moving forward. Maybe the son didn't know that he was married, but he probably saw that, well, this guy is creeping up here 11, 12 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock in the evening. Now, I'm making this up. I'm not saying this is the deal. I'm speculating, as we all do, so don't knock me for doing it. But they lock up in the room for an hour and he's gone. The weekend comes, he never comes around to take her out, never does anything for her. He just comes over and has her in the room, and I could only imagine what she's doing. Ma, why are you with this guy? Right? And what would she say? Well, I just want a little companionship for an hour locked up in the room. Now I'm making that up, but I'm just reading the situation, and maybe I'm wrong, but there's something wrong here. In him, what was his motivation? I mean, some men just like to the decadence of it all. I'm going to go over there and go in the room and have my penis polished. Intentions and our dysfunctions and interlocking motivations, secret motivations and hidden agendas. Things that we do that manifest on the sexual level. But when you really go deep, it's something far more than that, than it appears on the surface. And this son, I guess, agitated him like, hey, he wasn't getting the right answers. Like, be real with me. And this guy probably got sick of it. I'm just coming over here to get my treatment, and you keep bothering me. And homeboy didn't back down because you know what? Like they said, it's normal. It's normal for a son to be protective over their mother, especially when maybe he may sense that she's vulnerable for some reason. Hence, the low self-esteem, whether it's that way or not. Children, youngsters, offspring, family can sense that. And just like you heard in, Antoinette, Williams say, I let you in my family. I let you in my family. We open. So was there more than just the rendezvous? The grandmother knew, Antoinette's mother knew of the relationship. She's talking about Jesus, but what did she say when she noticed that it wasn't a full relationship? Because the man, unless he was separated from his wife, couldn't have spent, holidays and spent money and coming around every evening, taking her out, keeping her out righteously, like, hey, get a break. Come on out with me. Let's come over my place. You know what I mean? I don't think there was that kind of thing going on. So let's learn from this. We need to back up until we get ourselves straight. We need to understand who we're letting into our life and how they see us, what they want from us, how they use us. Now, you can righteously use each other, meaning that you can help each other out, right? I mean, when you choose a mate, you want to love them, but you want somebody who's straight. You want somebody who is gainfully employed. You want somebody with some sense in their head. You want somebody who is striving for a dream. Of course you do. And that's not using them. That's maximizing your effort. That as opposed to, well, you haven't worked a job in 10 years and you don't plan on doing anything with your life. You can't tell me anything beyond next weekend on what you want to do, but I love you and I'm going to get with you. No, you can't utilize it. Maybe I shouldn't have said the word use, but utilize, because you have life force, you have dreams, you have goals, you have aspirations, and you're going to waste time with somebody who doesn't? You can't utilize that person in your life. You're dumbing down, you're averaging down. Like I always love to say, if you're 100 and you're sleeping with 50, you average out to be 75. You lose, they gain. But what would make a man pull out a gun? What's up with these dudes shooting people? Just straight up snuffing family members. What did he think was going to happen? Okay, I killed him, so let's just go in the room for an hour and let me get a low self-esteem blowjob. And everything will be all right. Well, now, buddy, you're locked up. And even though I feel you took advantage of this woman on some level, I smell a rat and we'll probably never know. But I'm glad you got caught, and I hope all the men who do stuff like this get caught. Yes, there are many vulnerable women out here that may have low self-esteem, but they're not there for you to take advantage of them. If they have low self-esteem, you help build them up. The hell with a blowjob. Low self-esteem, high self-esteem, whatever it is. They could be a narcissist. If they're not balanced and straight, they're no good to you. They're no good to themselves. Why do you want to take advantage of people? And I find that so true in the world today. It's like everybody wants to use people unrighteously. And earlier I should have said utilize. But people rate people on what they can get from them. Oh, they got a nice car. Oh, they have a nice home. Oh, they got a nice job. But unrighteously. Because I know my tracks through history, it's supposed to be about something. You should see that. Anybody who knows me knows what my drive is. Down through the years. There's no second guessing that. But when you get with somebody who can't produce some type of resume, some type of tracks through history, some type of proof that they're about something, not just holding down a job. You're supposed to earn money to take care of yourself. That's no big thing. But our standards have dropped low because we have so many knuckleheads out here that won't even do the right thing by themselves. So we'll say, and I hear a lot of young ladies, but he does have a job. He's supposed to have a job. You see what I mean? That's like a dude saying, well, I pay my child support. You're supposed to. What are you, crazy? So I don't understand the process that many men and women, but in this case, it's a woman. There's a lot of dick out here, y'all. There's a lot of good dick out here. But you know what? Like I said before, good dick is often attached to a fool.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.